I'm in my favorite part of East Dallas right now, which is White Rock Lake. And the reason why I love it so much is because of houses exactly like that. That's the house on Peavy Street that is actually built using several containers. It was the first container home that was done as a luxury build over in Dallas. There's a park over here. Right over here, you might be able to see downtown if I turn it correctly. Look at that. You're only about 15 minutes away over here, which is really nice. But the style of house is mid-century modern, or it's very, very traditional, kind of like the one that I'm walking by right now. You see a lot of brand new moderns. This is where you're gonna live if you're not quite ready for the suburbs yet. You still wanna be in Dallas. You wanna be close to White Rock Lake. We're gonna go over and see the dog park here in a little bit. You wanna be close to the Arboretum. You wanna be in a good school system. I mean, this is just a phenomenal place to live, especially when you talk about all the architecture. All right, let's go. So my personal favorite dog park is White Rock Lake Dog Park. This is where all the action is. And most people are gonna tell you that this is the best dog park in Dallas. I can't say enough good things about it. I have a small dog park right over here, and then I have a big dog park right over here. I'm gonna show you guys it as we kind of walk around, but this is easily one of my favorite places to take my dogs. Usually take them here on Saturdays and Sundays. That's when I can see the most amount of people that are walking over here. There's a lot of dogs that play over in this park too, which I really appreciate. And then if I go kind of like this, you can see the lake right behind me. So they actually sectioned off an area over here for the dogs themselves, so that way you can really hang out with your dog over in the lake. And what they've done too is they've sectioned off the small dog park and the big dog park, which I really like. Always dogs over here. They usually close this thing down a couple times a year, but we'll come over here, hang out. I always come over here with my wife. Saturdays and Sundays are just so much fun for our weird little dog family. We have a golden retriever, a pit bull, and then a dog that just has 3 legs. We don't really know what her breed is. But they absolutely love it here. Like I said, Saturdays are really the best time to come. Right over here, kind of right through this, that's where we get to some really cool modern homes over in the White Rock and East Dallas area. So if you really like going to these places, and you like taking your dogs to the park, or maybe you live in an apartment and you need a place for them to just kind of wander, this is a great place to do it. We're gonna go take a peek. Now that park should be right behind me now. Here we are. We have the White Rock Lake right behind us. Over there is where they have the boat dock where you can go and actually push in a paddleboard, kayak, a small sailboat, and a lot of people sail over here. This is where some of the larger lots are. So if you're looking for a lot that has about 150 square feet in the front, it's built for phenomenal views. You can't really see it from here, but over there is actually downtown Dallas. So if you look well enough, you can see it from this dog park. And especially once you get up here, there's a hill that's perfect. So that way you can still see downtown's views. There are buoys over here, making sure that the dogs don't go too far away from where they're supposed to be and leave a little barrier of protection. You'll see people over here with horses, people walking the trails, people running and biking this trail. I believe it's about 5 miles around. Do you need a fishing permit in order to come over here and fish? I wouldn't necessarily recommend eating them. It's a really fun place to take your dogs, take your family. I have friends that ride their horses over here. This is one of the only places in Dallas where there's a little horse trail, which I really thought was great. Right behind me, that's where the big dog park is. So let's go over to another part of East Dallas that I think you're gonna like. I'm gonna show you some of the houses over by White Rock Lake, which is where we are right now. That way you can get a real feel of what they look like. The next part of town I'm gonna take you to is just south of where we were. So White Rock Lake is pretty large, and we were up at the north tip of that lake. Now we're going all the way down south. I'm over in Casa right now, which is right off of Garland Road. And I want to show you the Casa Square. It's a really fun part of town, and it's very, very, very easy to get to, especially if you're living near White Rock Lake, Casa, Casa View, Munger. I mean, this is the place where you're gonna go and get your hardware stores, your grocery stores, your restaurants, your beauty supply places. They're all in this little section. So I wanna kind of show you what that looks like. So right now I'm over in Casa. So like I said, this is where you're gonna go and do your shopping over in the Casa Shopping Center. Now, right behind me is gonna be the Natural Grocer that we go to. It's right over here. It's called Natural Grocer, so pretty easy for you to pick up what happens over there. I also have a chiropractor here. I have a cake place. I have jewelry. I have Ulta. Ulta is right behind me. I have Aldi as well. And then across the street, I'm gonna get to Torchy's Tacos and Rodeo Goat. If you haven't tried Torchy's Tacos yet, they are phenomenal. I actually used to drive from my place in downtown Dallas all the way up to Forest and 75 back when that was their first location. I absolutely love them. I really like the Democrat. It's barbacoa and it's delicious. The Republican is also very tasty. And the Trailer Park Extra Trashy is very good. That's a fried chicken kind of smothered taco. It's delicious. And I'm a huge fan of their lunch tacos. Their breakfast tacos are also very good. But for breakfast, really, I'm going to Ellen's, which is right behind me. That's the Southern style cooking, where originally it was over in the West End. Now it's up here and it's beautiful. It's a great restaurant. And then, like I said, I have Rodeo Goat and El Phoenix over here. El Phoenix is right behind me. It is Dallas folklore that El Phoenix started the frozen margarita. And that location is over down by Victory Park. And so now that I'm up in East Dallas, I'm really glad that they opened up one over here. I hope that it's true. If you guys maybe know if it's not or know if it is, please leave me a comment below, because I would personally love to know after living here for 20 years. I'd love to finally get the scoop. And Rodeo Goat, they have really good burgers. I usually go there, sit down, enjoy myself a little bit, hang out with the bartender. And they're all very like handcrafted, made to order. It's phenomenal. Last thing I want to talk about is also a locally owned chain. That's Elliott's Hardware. So if you don't want to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or maybe that's too far away for you, Elliott's is going to be the place you're going to go to, and it's right over here in Casa Estates. So let's go over to Casa. I want to take you over to funky little Forest Hills too. It's right next to this. Let's go see what they look like. Right behind me is the perfect juxtaposition for what Little Forest Hills actually is. So we have something a little funky right next to something that is brand new and modern. This is the entire area of Little Forest Hills. Here, see, I'll show it to you one more time. That is Little Forest Hills. So if you like something that is just different in architectural style, something that you're not gonna see every day, just like this house right here, this is definitely gonna be a community that you're gonna wanna check out. We're about a mile away from that Casa Shopping Center where we were, just south of White Rock Lake. It's actually right behind me, and then the Arboretum is right in front of me by about 3 streets. This is funky Little Forest Hills. As I walk through it, I hope that you're able to see kind of what kind of construction that we have going over here. It is truly funky. It is like Austin back in 1996 lived right in these 4 blocks of Little Forest Hills in Casa. The majority of homes here are 2-bedroom, 1-bath, or 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Some of them have started to get slowly torn down so that way they can build beautiful modern homes. And I would say those are usually about 3,000 square feet. And they're about 1.5 million, 1.8 million, somewhere in there. Kind of depending on square footage, whether or not it has a pool. The neighborhood association here is great. They really prioritize homes that have a lot of character, and they give back to each other. So this community really is a community. It's a very strong feel, Christmas time over here is wonderful. It's actually where they go and put all of the lights out, and then they go vote as to who has the best lights and the neighbors. So this is really a perfect community if you like having a community feel and vibe. If you like living next to moderns that are right next to homes that are a little bit funkier, and that's okay. Just stopped by Swiss Avenue. This is one of the oldest streets in Dallas. This is where the plantation homes used to be. So if you look behind me, you can actually see this whole street lines with Swiss Avenue, Junius, Munger. Those are all the locations you're gonna be looking at if you like homes like this, kind of traditional, colonial, but you still wanna be really close to downtown Dallas. You want to be close to some entertainment over on Lower Greenville. You want to be close to White Rock Lake. Here you're located really centrally to all three of those things. Once we get over here, we're in the Woodrow Wilson High School. And it's my understanding that it's a pretty good high school over here, and a lot of people do send their kids. Most of these homes are going to be in the several million over on Swiss Avenue just because of the size. These houses are probably about 5,000 square feet going up. So you can see where the price is based off of. Now, once I get over to Junius and Munger, those areas are a little less expensive. So I'll see homes over there that aren't quite as nice or quite as renovated going for the sixes. And I see stuff that's brand new that's been renovated, brand new contemporary modern craftsman that looks phenomenal. Chic, luxurious, lots of glass. Those go for 1.2. And all it is it's just maybe 2 blocks that way. It's not that far away at all. Now, right behind me is gonna be Lower Greenville. If I keep taking Beacon or Munger all the way over there, I'm gonna get to Lower Greenville Ave. And that's the biggest entertainment district that we have. I would say it's Lower Greenville, it's Deep Ellum, and it's gonna be Bishop Arts. And this is just a phenomenal location in order to be kind of in everything while still having a lot of square feet. A lot of my friends grew up right over here, and they have all of these phenomenal memories of playing in giant backyards, a lot of fun with neighbors. Again, whenever we talk about East Dallas, it's neighborly. This community really pulls itself together because right next to Swiss Avenue, we have Old East Dallas. Old East Dallas is that Munger Heights, that Junius Heights, and it's all the way down until we get to about Deep Ellum. You know, and these areas are just so different. Like if you like Swiss Avenue, you're not going to want to move over to Munger or Junius, even though they're right next to each other. So it's really important whenever you're picking a real estate agent to represent you in your buying journey, that they really understand the nuances of each of these neighborhoods and that they can explain it to you. That's the most important part. You know, Swiss Avenue is so different than Munger and Junius. Those areas kind of surround here. Those areas have the prairie homes, they have craftsmen. They're not as large, they're not as gigantic as these homes that I have behind me that are more traditional plantation colonial style houses. So if you need a real estate agent who understands the differences and who might be able to guide you in a better direction, feel free to give me a call. My information will be right below. I'm more than happy to help out.